Hey everybody, welcome, welcome. We are just about to get ready to kick off our event, and I'm out here to say good evening, and thank you so much for joining us here tonight in Reno. This is TCGplayer's 8th annual seller gathering. We come here, we always look forward to this event. We want to be face to face with you, and this year we have a bigger team than ever before. If you look on these two booths on either side, we've got Team TCGplayer, we've got Team eBay. We're all here together, and we're here to speak to you throughout tonight, tomorrow, and through the week. If you've been here in past years, you'll notice the setup on the stage is a little different. Tonight we are doing a seller panel. We're eager to introduce our new CEO and as well hear from some of our leaders about the great projects and work that's going on to continue to make TCGplayer an awesome place for our seller community. So to get things kicked off, I'm going to introduce to the stage co-founder of TCGplayer and Chief Innovation Officer, Ray Moore.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, retailers. It's great to have you here tonight. My name's Raymond Moore. For those that haven't met me, I see a lot of familiar faces in the audience. This is incredible to be here tonight. I've worked for over 20 years side by side with the team members here at TCGplayer, alongside Chetty. And a lot of the features that you would recognize from TCGplayer were built by those teams, myself and Chetty. The TCGplayer Marketplace, TCGplayer Pro, all those tools, TCGplayer Direct in the Authentication Center. And all of those things focus on one key principle. That is that hobby shops are the heart of our community and industry. Now, we ended on that statement last year, and we start our presentation this year with that same statement. It's that important to us. It's that important to me. It's a lot about where I came from. I worked at a local game store during college. It was Twilight Book and Game. It's in Syracuse, New York. And I worked side by side with Chetty. And I love the people. I love the atmosphere. I love the products. I just loved to be there. And Chetty and I somehow convinced the store owner, Bob, to let us build a website. Now, this was the late 90s. It was crazy, a website. And it looked like the late 90s. It had a wizard. It pointed at all the categories. It was animated. It was so ahead of its time. And the great thing about it is that it worked. It helped bring in orders to this store, grow its sales from customers that had never stepped foot in Twilight. It was brand new customers. So Chetty and I thought, this is amazing. It's working. But the store owner didn't agree. Now, Bob, he saw it as a distraction. The employees were not on the floor with customers. They were in the back room shipping packages. He had to answer emails from customers instead of working on his business. It just didn't work for him. So since that day, I knew we need to not only grow your sales, we need to save you time. We're not doing our job if we're not doing both for local game stores. So tonight is a little bittersweet for me. Chetty, for the past 7 years, has stood on stage, shared metrics, shared accomplishments, shared everything that TCGplayer is doing. That's my partner. That's who I worked for 2 decades. But the most amazing thing that we did together is not all those features, all those products that we built. It's the team. It's the culture that we built at TCGplayer that continues to carry that mission forward, that understands that core principle. So tonight, Megan mentioned we're doing something a little bit different. We're inviting members of our team, our leadership team, up here to talk about what we're doing today, all the change that happened in 2022, and looking towards the future, what we're doing next. Now, part of that future is our new CEO, Rob Bigler. And he's going to come up. I'm going to introduce him. He's going to be part of our panel. But just to give a taste of what Rob brings to the table, he is an advocate for small businesses. He's worked for decades championing small businesses and helping them grow. He's worked at eBay for the past 5 years, so he knows that company inside and out. And he's most recently the general manager of Canada. He's worked on collectibles with small businesses, growing those categories within eBay. Sounds really familiar to what TCGplayer does. So tonight we're going to be able to talk through everything that we're doing for local game store owners, that core principle. But to kick us off, I want to play a video of just a few ways that we help local game stores. all of those products and features start with that core principle of growing your sales while at the same time saving you time. Part of the panel's conversation tonight will focus on 3 key changes from last year. It was an incredible year of change for TCGplayer. First off, we were acquired by eBay. I consider eBay a perfect partner to TCGplayer. They have decades also supporting local game stores, selling collectibles, understanding what it takes to run a successful marketplace. They're a key partner because not only they bring that experience, but they respect everything that TCGplayer has done and want us to continue to succeed with everything that we do well. In addition to eBay last year, we acquired Channel Fireball. Channel Fireball had 2 key pieces. It had the content of the Channel Fireball team, and it had Binder point of sale, something that is a brand new capability to TCGplayer. So our team will highlight all those changes over the past year and what that brings to TCGplayer in terms of capabilities that we're able to bring to local game stores. So you will see one face up here that unfortunately can't be here tonight, Chris Keene. I really wanted you to get to meet Chris. He's a key team member in TCGplayer, but he had a travel disruption where he just couldn't be here tonight. I polished off my Chris impression, so I'll do my best to share everything he would have shared. And to help me out, since I was going to be moderator, Megan graciously volunteered to be our moderator tonight. Many of you know Megan. She's amazing with you sellers. She started off as the first of our seller growth and success team, grew that to a full department. That whole team is here tonight to be able to talk to you all week about all those features we just shared. So let me introduce Megan Burns.
Wow, thank you so much, Ray, and thank you for the great warm welcome. It truly has been an honor and a thrill to grow with many of you along the way. I've been with TCGplayer for 8 years, and I feel like there are a lot of familiar faces in the room that I've had the pleasure of dealing with over that time. So I think you'll love our content tonight. Let's get things rolling. I get to introduce now the CEO of eBay, of TCGplayer, Rob Bigler. Please join us on the stage and let's give him a warm welcome. Thank you. And additionally, our Chief Marketing Officer, Amin Devgan. Come on out, Amin. Okay, so now we're all settled in. I get to kick off the first question. And I think everybody in the room is familiar with the biggest headlining news of this year truly has been the acquisition of TCGplayer by eBay. I said it correctly this time. So our partnership is truly unique. It gave us the partner that supports TCGplayer, our people, our autonomy, and you have deep respect for what we've done, what we've built, the brand and the culture. So let's start with a quick intro from you. I know our sellers, it's been awesome for our teams to get to know you along the way. I know our sellers are anxious to hear from you. So Rob, tell us about yourself.
Sure, thanks Megan. And awesome to be here tonight. This is great, this is so cool. I had some great conversations today. So I'm Rob, I'll tell you a bit about myself, but then I think what you really want to know is, what does this guy bring to the table, right? Like, how is he going to help my business? How is he going to help TCGplayer? So a bit about me. Yes, I live in Canada. I'm American. Met a girl. That's the way it goes. But originally from Seattle. Anyone from Seattle? Seattle. Okay, some Seattles. Family in Oregon. Any Oregon? Any Portlands? A little bit. Boston. Lived in Boston twice. Philly. Minneapolis. So I've lived many places in the U.S. Love it. Lived in the U.K. for a while too. So traveled around a bit. Very excited to be traveling to Syracuse now. My career, like Ray said, I've been 5 years with eBay. Love it. Last 3 years as general manager of the Canadian business. Big emphasis on collectibles for sure. Prior to that, I was in retail for 6 years, helping retail go digital. So I'm pretty excited to partner with them and bring buyers to the site. Think about merchandising and bring the buyers to you. Prior to that, was 8 years in strategy and business improvement, including post-merger integration. So it's also relevant experience for what we have. Prior to that, I was an engineer. I was in the Peace Corps. I've done a lot of stuff, but I like problem solving. I think the common thread through it, I love to build, right? Like, it's fun to build. I love building things, but I really love building businesses. And so that's one of the things I bring to the table. Like, what's this guy going to bring to the table? One is I'm a builder. Two, I love the collectible space. It's fun, it's different, it's authentic. And I also think it's a huge opportunity. It was a big opportunity for eBay in Canada, where huge business and eBay wasn't focusing on it. So I developed a strategy, grew a team from scratch, and tripled the size of the business in 2 years. Like huge potential within the collectible space. Another thing about me, absolutely a champion of small business. Small businesses are the backbone of the economy. Small businesses are fun. Small businesses are hard. So that's important to me. It was important to me at eBay, important to TCGplayer. But like when COVID hit, and like my whole team, just because it was what we do, was why we came into work in the morning, was to help small businesses. So COVID hit, and we're like, oh man, how do we help all these small businesses that are closing their doors open their doors online? We set up programs to help all these retailers get online quickly. We helped, we waived their fees. We partnered with them to amplify their businesses internationally. And with eBay, it's like Canada's small, it's shut down. eBay gave them access to the world, to 190 countries, 130 million active buyers. And I love talking to sellers in there in the middle of COVID. They're like, Rob, we're growing, we're hiring people. I've never met them, but we're hiring people and our business is doing well, which was awesome. So I love that. And then the last thing I bring is eBay experience. There is an integration going on, right? And within eBay, I do have a track record of getting stuff done, a track record of delivery, a track record of building features for Canadian sellers that helps them grow their businesses. So that's one thing. The other side of it is I loved being a scrappy, smaller Canadian team. And as I always say, it was the best of both worlds. We were autonomous. We could kind of do our own thing, but we had this big, powerful company of eBay behind us. So I like that with TCGplayer too, where TCGplayer will remain autonomous. So answer that question. Will not be subsumed by the giant of eBay. TCGplayer has strength. So my goal, and partnering with Brita over here, Brita Turner, ladies and gentlemen, head of eBay Collectibles. But my goal is to partner and find the best of both worlds that can help you succeed. And so I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to listen, but that's my goal, is to kind of think about how can we bring eBay together with TCGplayer and all the tools that we're going to talk about. Roca, Binder POS, the platform, Direct, etc., and make it easier for you and your business and someone. I'm talking too much now, so I'll stop right there, but that's a little bit about me.
Well,
Sorry,
it's awesome to hear from you. Thank you so much. I know that we are all thrilled you're here, and I know our sellers will enjoy getting to know you along the way. And so next we're going to roll to Amin and Chris. We're going to start with Amin, and many of you may have seen him appear on some of our seller Zoom calls with the Seller Growth and Success team. Amin asked to participate with them so often that our teams actually created a Slack channel called Seller Ride-Alongs to help us organize Amin's presence in these events. So Amin, please tell us something about you and the teams.
Thanks, Megan. Yes, I do love to jump on to Zoom calls and meet with sellers. So thank you to everybody who allowed me to participate, and looking forward to meeting more. So my background is that for the last 15 years, I have worked with small businesses, mostly solo, small, like retailers, attorneys, cafe owners, etc. And before I came to sales and marketing, and here at TCGplayer, I'm in charge of running the marketing and now seller growth and success teams. Before coming to sales and marketing, I started my career in product. And I was building marketing platforms for small businesses, for publicly traded companies. And from there, I worked in small business financing. From there, I also worked at point of sale manufacturers, serving small businesses, mostly restaurants. And I really got to, throughout this journey, what I really enjoyed was learning about small businesses and what makes them tick. It's all about community. Having seen like a chef get up in the morning at 5 o'clock for the fresh produce and work the front of the house, back of the house, and spend it and be awake until like midnight. They run that thing because of the passion. So what I found was retailers, it was all about having a passion for the community. And that's what drives me. And that's actually what brought me to TCGplayer as well. So I've been with TCGplayer now for 2 years. And, we run marketing. I run marketing here to ensure that we can increase the sales for our sellers. That's the first and foremost thing for us. And that we delight our buyers to keep coming back, whether it's for information or to make more purchases. And to have the right content for them, to educate them, inform them, delight them, so that they keep coming back. And at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we have a very vibrant marketplace for our sellers. And that's also the reason why we acquired Channel Fireball last year. And so we work very closely. I work very closely with the seller growth and success team, with Chris's product team, the customer success, customer experience team. And a big portion of my team is here this week. Many of them are here because they're excited to share what we have been doing, to share that with you. But all of them are here to listen and learn. And I'm here to listen and learn, so I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be here and interact with all of you.
Thank you so much, Aman. Your enthusiasm is always contagious, and he is that chef in the morning getting up at 5 o'clock to bring sellers to your stores. So we're going to now take a moment and visit with Chris, who is also devoted to the seller journey.
Yeah. I was so excited to get Chris in front of all of you and meet him. He's such a key piece of our leadership team. I've never seen someone so focused on the customer, local game stores, as much as Chris. Every meeting starts with Chris asking, what does it mean to hobbyists? What does it mean to our retailers? He's entirely focused on the success of local game stores. And that comes from his experience, like Rob, like Aman. He's spent 20 years in technology, spent many years working with small businesses. So he started at a company called, I'm missing the name. Open Sky, yes. So he worked at Open Sky, bringing small businesses online through marketplaces, connecting them to customers that they would never see before. Open Sky was acquired by Alibaba, and he took that marketplace international to give access to even more customers. So he's worked diligently to find new customers for these small businesses. And he's a gamer at heart. He always has a story about buying that next comic or the miniatures that he's painting. He grew up playing D&D. He understands the culture. He understands the community of local game stores. He lives in Portland. So just imagine all the game stores around that he visits, that he talks to, that he's consistently listening to be able to learn exactly what sellers need. So he runs our product teams. He works with our user research teams. He understands everything that we're building for our customers and understanding why we're building those things. So he focuses on making sure that our marketplace grows your sales. He focuses on understanding how we can improve the operations of your store. And he wants to make sure that all of our systems work well. Everything needs to be seamless so that it doesn't cost you any extra time or effort. He was extremely excited to be here at GAMA. He's talked to sellers through seller interviews. He has his team here also. So there's product interviews in addition to our SGS team, meeting with sellers. There's seller interviews that our product team is running to learn as much as possible. So this is a full week where you get access to the TCGplayer teams, including those that Chris works with.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ray. Chris. So we mentioned our headliner news last year was definitely all about eBay, but some other great things happened. TCGplayer acquired the Channel Fireball group, which increased our team and brought along an incredible opportunity. So Aman, can you tell us what the acquisition of Channel Fireball means for hobbyists and local hobby stores?
So let me repeat that because your mic was going in and out.
Yeah, sorry about that.
What does the acquisition of Channel Fireball mean to hobbyists and local hobby stores?
Yes.
Okay. So Megan, you know this. Communities are at the heart of our vision at TCGplayer. And communities are important because communities lead to foot traffic, and our local hobby stores know this because that foot traffic leads to sales. And actually, I've got to share my personal story here because back in 2015, my daughter came and said, I want you to take me to the local comic shop. There was this new comic, Miss Marvel, that had come out, and she was like, that's my people. This person, this is me. This first time I feel I'm being represented. So I saw the group that she went and she used to go and meet at the hobby store, and they would talk about all these story arcs and everything, and they were tight. And we used to go there that often, and I know, because she has every single one of those issues since published, we spent a lot of money there. So foot traffic led to a lot of sales. And it's the same thing here at our marketplace, right? So we build a community to inform, educate, create the dialogue, because we know that will lead to sales, and that is what we want to do, is increase the sales for you through our marketplace. And we have long admired Channel Fireball. What they did with their expert content is, they were the best in the industry. And through that acquisition, we acquired their team and their architect of their content, James Keating, who was behind the success of Channel Fireball. So what we have done since then, what does it mean to our hobbyists and our sellers? What have we done since then? Well, first, we elevated James to lead all content at TCGplayer, which means content from TCGplayer, Channel Fireball, all are being now set by James under his direction. The second thing we did was we extended the content, the pro content from Channel Fireball to our most engaged and loyal buyer base. So TCGplayer subscriptions started to now offer Channel Fireball content. We just included that. And then we extended the value of TCGplayer subscriptions to the Channel Fireball Pro content subscribers. Now what James is building is he's re-architecting the strategy for our content, which means that we are now working on new media formats so that we can gain new audience and retain that audience. And so we're working on things like, how to play, or how to build the next deck collection, how to compete like Reed Duke when you go for your Friday Night Magic, or for some cases, how to beat Reed Duke. So you will see a lot of exciting new content that's in the work, and you should start seeing that coming out pretty soon, sir. So stay tuned.
Thank you. On top of the amazing Channel Fireball content, part of the CFB group is the binder point of sale. Ray, I know that Chris and his team, they've been working so hard to bring our sellers a point of sale solution. It's something that's been asked for. It's something that we've been working diligently to bring. It's been one of our most requested things. In your view, what does binder POS mean for sellers?
Yeah, a lot of these changes from 2022 are very strategic. So Amin talked about just how important building community is to growing sales for every retailer here tonight. And Binder POS, Binder Point of Sale, at past presentations, we've talked about our ambitions of wanting to provide that tool for sellers. If you look at many of the tools of TCGplayer, they help you grow your online sales, and that's amazing, but you have your in-store business to run. We want to make sure we offer a full complement of tools for you. So what we started with is a lot of market research. We had to decide whether we were building a solution or buying a solution, integrating into a solution. We wanted to know what was out there. And just like the content of Channel Fireball, we saw something that sellers were using right now. Binder is a solution that sellers can use today. There's hundreds of sellers using Binder to run their store. Binder is a solution that includes that point of sale, the terminal to interact with a customer. It includes inventory management, in-store tools like Buy List. So when you think of all the ways that TCGplayer can help a game store today with all their tools and features, services like Direct, this is the perfect complement to what we do. Now we have online solutions and we have in-store solutions. So now sellers have choice. There's many different ways to run your business, many different things to focus on. You can choose the tools and solutions that work for you, and we have it all. We can offer ways to grow no matter how you approach your business. It's an amazing thing to add to the tool belt of TCGplayer. It's something that we're integrating into all of our systems right now.
And as part of that acquisition, our seller growth and success team was able to gain and amplify our talent with the 4 individuals that came from Binder, and they would love to talk to you about how it can help your store. So they're here today, tomorrow, and through the week. You mentioned the marketplace, and Amin, when people think of TCGplayer, they probably think of the marketplace first. Tell us more about what the teams are focusing on.
Oh, this gets me really excited. Marketplace. All right. So first of all, we recognize that the marketplace is the key sales channels for our retail partners, right? So we need to keep the marketplace healthy, vibrant, and growing. We do that with 3 key areas. First and foremost, we want to make sure we have the best information and buying tools available to the buyers. That's going to keep it strong. Second area is we want to have the best marketing engine there is so that we can be that extension of your marketing. The third is to expand our capabilities so that we can have an expanded offering for you. And I'll tell you what that means as well. So let's start with the first one, right? The first one, which is about being the best information and buying and source of buying tools for the buyers, is to become a destination of choice. We know that we are fortunate to be a destination of choice for collectible card games, and we want to keep that leadership. So we are investing to make sure we retain that. So Chris's team, as an example, about 2 years ago, we introduced sales history on a product details page. Last year, based on the feedback from many of you, we improved our listos listing, the quality of image and zoom capabilities on that, and we saw a lift. We saw a 40% increase in conversion. So we invest in those kind of tools to keep buyers coming to our site. The second piece, which is about being the best marketing engine, is to get the buyers, no matter where they are in their buying journey, and give them the best product at the right time so that they keep coming back. So we want to find new buyers, we want to understand who buys when and bring them back, and we want to have the buyers who have started buying from us buy more frequently. As an example, you may know that last year we relaunched our TCGplayer subscription program to ensure that our most engaged and enthusiastic buyers keep coming back to us. And with that program, we are already seeing nearly double-digit growth in our returning buyers. That means more sales for you. And the last thing that I mentioned, which was about expanded category, it's about going into newer categories that expand your reach. So you saw last year we started with comics. We are very fortunate to be one of the few players who can actually make this considerable investment and commitment to make comics successful. We are committed to it. So by adding newer categories, we hope that we can give you more opportunities to be able to sell newer categories onto our marketplace. So with these 3 focus, we hope that we can continue to delight you and continue to increase your sales.
Thank you. I hope all you sellers out there recognize that our marketing team is truly your marketing team and devoted to bringing buyers to your store every day. Thank you so much, Amin. I forgot to flip my card. Ray, we talk about saving time as we grow sales for the sellers on TCGplayer. Where do you focus on as we think about helping local hobby shops grow?
Yeah, Chris talks to his team a lot about being an essential business partner, and that's because he understands that you run many businesses in once. He often talks about how you're like a hardware store. Think of all the tools and widgets and screws. There's so many SKUs that something like Home Depot carries. It's very similar to the thousands of cards and many board games. There's just so much that you need to manage in terms of inventory. You also are kind of a purveyor of fine goods. You buy collections, you sell things, you haggle with customers. So there's the buy list aspect, the purchasing collections that you bring into your store. And then you're also an event destination. There's customers that want to come in and just meet new friends or spend time with people that they play games with. You're running many different things at once. So what Chris talks about is really making sure, first and foremost, we continue to grow your sales. The marketplace is fueled by inventory. So if you're going to experience those increased sales, we have to make sure that we have tools that function well, that allow you to get all your inventory in many different markets. Once we're increasing your sales, we want to make sure that we strengthen your in-store business. That's where Binder point of sale comes in. So you're finding great success online, you're also finding great success in store. And aspirationally, we want to be able to bring in new foot traffic to your stores. So that way you're succeeding in many different ways. You're not only succeeding online, you're growing your store, and also you're finding new foot traffic with the partnership through TCGplayer. So how do we do that? First and foremost, we want to make sure we're building, improving, and integrating key tools into our platform. So we've heard a ton of feedback about the features with TCGplayer that can be better. We've heard gaps in terms of what we need to be able to deliver. We're integrating new tools like binder point of sale. So it's an incredible focus for us to make sure that the tools you use every day are there for you. Second, those tools have to be available not to a dozen, not to 100, but to thousands of retailers. You've seen that 2,400 sellers use Pro. We want to make sure these systems are scalable, they're stable, they're there when you need them. And then lastly, we need to learn from you exactly the next thing that's most important to your store. So all of you have experiences that we need to hear. We have an incredible focus this year on just communication with our sellers. Think of this opportunity to be here with you tonight, to talk with you, to have conversations. That dialogue is incredibly different than emails. So getting in front of you, those seller interviews, all the people that we have here this week, we want to make sure that we're talking with retailers as much as possible to learn what's working, learn what can be improved, and share our plans so we get that feedback loop, that dialogue to understand how to move on and how to move forward.
Feedback truly is gold. Thank you, Ray. So we've intentionally kept this a little short and sweet. I'm actually at our final question of the night, and it's a big one. And we've heard this from a lot of sellers in the past few months, and it's for Rob. Rob, hobby shops have been selling on both TCGplayer and eBay for years, very successfully. How do you envision sellers having even more opportunities as we work together?
Thank you, Megan. I think that's a good question. It is the start of my third week. So honestly, I am in listening mode, and I think the answers are here, right? And we are hearing, and I've had some great conversations with many of you throughout the day today, but that's it. What's your pain point? What makes it hard to run a store? How can we help? We're not just saying that, I'm serious. That's what we talk about. That's what we talk about at eBay. How can we help the sellers? So tell us, stop anybody with TCGplayer, with eBay, tell us, because we want the feedback. So that's first off, I'm listening a lot still, because I don't have the answers. But what I will say, what Ray's been talking about, Ray or Chris, I can't remember who you were then, but it's, we will help you succeed. We will deliver on helping you succeed. We will deliver on helping you sell greater sales and having simpler business processes. That will be our vision. The heart that Ray started with about hobby shops being, I forget the exact verbatim, but being the core of the collectibles industry is true. That will happen. And that's what I'm excited about too with the partnership with eBay, is bringing together the best of both and building better on top of that. There's a good base to begin with. And imagine what we can do once we really start building and bring the best of both together. There's massive potential to help the entire hobby community succeed, which is fun. I think we can lift all boats. The rising tide lifts all boats, and that's what we're all about. So come talk to us. I want the feedback. Don't be shy. And yeah. Bring it on. That's good.
And I mentioned just a few moments ago, we're keeping it short and sweet for the very reason our teams are here tonight. Everybody wants to speak with you. We want you to network with one another and our teams. So with that, I'm sending it back to Ray to close this up.
Yeah, in closing, 2022 was just an incredible year of change and brought tremendous capabilities to TCGplayer. You think about the Channel Fireball content growing sales. You think about binder point of sale being integrated into all our tooling. It brings new opportunities for retailers. Meeting just some of the leadership team at TCGplayer, I'm inspired by these team members every single day. I can see that core principle in everything that they do. So I want to thank our panelists from tonight. I want to thank all the TCGplayers, all the eBay team members that are here to talk to you this week. I want to thank the retailers that trust us with their business. It's an incredible responsibility that I personally take close to heart. So thank you, retailers, and thank you everyone for being here tonight. Have a great night.